So, my dear students, today I'm here with another session, and in this session, we will start with a new topic, peace education from Unit 2. So, uh, what is peace and what is peace education? We have general idea about it, okay, but actually, it is beyond what we are thinking what peace is. Okay, so first let's go through this statement. Peace was not an absence of war, it was a virtue, a state of mind, a disposition for benevolence, confidence, and justice by Baruch. We will go through this statement later on in other slides because there are many philosophers and many authors who have given definition of peace and peace education, and also they have similar kind of thoughts. Okay, so we will study about this statement in detail in uh, next slides. So first, let's discuss about some statements which gives us introduction to peace. The word peace is generally used in human life for an environment or situation which is devoid of noise, confusion, conflict, struggle, violence, interference, etc. So peace generally means the situation or environment where there is no noise, no confusion, no conflict, no struggle, no violence, no interference, etc. Okay, in other words, this is the situation where human being they live their life according to their own will. Okay, and nobody is interfering that his or her lifestyle. There is no violence because whatever the human being wants to do is able to do that. Nobody is there to contradict the person, to argue with the person. Such a kind of situation construct a state of peace, a situation of peace. So next we have this meaning of the word peace, which is derived from Latin word pax. Okay, and this means a pact, a control or an agreement to end war or any dispute and conflict between two people, two nations, two antagonistic group of people. See, this statement, this meaning of peace, Latin words has different meaning comparatively to this peace, the meaning of peace here. This is, quite comprehensive, but this is limited. You can see that here the meaning of pax revolves around war. It means the end of war or any dispute or conflict. Okay, how this end of war happens here? By making an agreement between two nations, two people, or any two different kind of group of people. Okay, so according to the Latin word pax, the meaning of word means end of war through certain agreement or pact. And this word peace has been derived from the Latin word pax, and the exact meaning of pact is the end of war. Okay, so next we have peace is when people are able to resolve their conflicts without violence and can work together to improve the quality of their lives. So same as here, when we make certain agreement to end the war without any kind of violence, and the two parties, the two people, two countries work together to improve the quality of life is peace. Okay, so this means power. Everyone has the power to participate in shaping political decisions, and government is accountable to the people. So everyone are treated equally. Everyone has an opportunity to participate in shaping the political decisions. Okay, in again government is also in favor of people here. Their government is accountable to the people of its nation. Next is Income and assets. So income and assets also has come from human rights, because one of the fundamental right is everyone has an opportunity to earn money, earn livelihood, and to uh, you know uh, have to possess certain assets. So everyone has this equal opportunity to work and make a living. Okay, so there should not be any discriminations based on anything. So next we have is fairness, equality, justice. Here, everyone is equal before the law, whether it's a policeman, it is a film star, celebrity, or politician. Everyone is equal before the law, whether it's a criminal or the victim. Okay, until unless this one, the crime is proved, the individual is not guilty. Okay, the systems for justice is trusted, and fair and effective laws protect people's right. So the trust, the faith has to be there. If people take laws in their hand, what will happen? There will be havoc. Okay, um, people will take law in their hand and they use it. They will use it in a different way. They will use it to to destroy other people. So why this happens? When people do not trust the judicial system of the country or of the state. This is when a mob lynching and all happens. This is the thing when the protest goes out of hand, and the government is like is bound to use their power. So this faith and trust should be there. Otherwise, there will be no peace in the nation or the state. So next we have safety. So safety is very, very important, and also it is one of the fundamental right of every human being. Everyone lives in safety without fear or threat of violence, and no form of violence is tolerated in law or in practice. So there should be no threatening, there should be no violence, and all safety measures has to be taken care by the law, by the government. If you are sick, okay, your health is in threat, then you should be getting a proper health care services. Okay, if your money in the bank is in threat, somebody is trying to what trying to steal your hard-earned money, you can always take help of the law. Okay, also safety when natural calamity occurs. Okay, your property, your house and all are under the threat of fire or earthquake or a landslide and all. That time also government should provide some safety measure in the form of compensation or something else, so that all human being will have a peaceful life. And next we have is well-being. Everyone has fair and equal access to the basic needs for their well-being, such as food, clean water, shelter, education, healthcare, and a decent living environment. Okay, you have the power, you have the opportunity to earn money and accumulate or possess certain assets. You should have faith and trust on the judicial system of the state. Okay, um, so that you will be treated fairly and equally in the eyes of the law, and the government will provide you safeguard from external threats, violence and all. And government should also provide you certain benefits, such as certain privileges such as food, clean water, shelter. Roti, kapra or makan are the basic need of the human being, which is supposed to be fulfilled by the government. Because even if you do not have these basic things, policemen will also harass you, and that, a particular incident is inhuman. Then comes education. Why education is also a basic need or human right? Because education is the only tool which will help the human being to upgrade themselves, okay, to earn their livelihood, to earn a decent living. For everything you need education and healthcare. None of the hospital organization or any healthcare bodies should deny you for the first aid privileges, first aid facility. So if this happens, if they deny, what happens? There will be havoc. Taking the example of a recently occurred incident in Gangtok, in Manipal hospital. No, one man was taken to the hospital by his daughter for treatment, but they denied to provide any kind of first aid treatment to the man, and that man just died in the vehicle waiting for the treatment. So this is totally the denial of his human right. And what happened after that? There was a protest, there was havoc. People started to, defame the hospital or the, and the people working there. And also NGOs, they stood up in the favor of the victim. So when all these things arises, what happens? There will be no peace. So for the maintenance of peace, all these things has to be taken care of. And these things have, link with human rights that we have studied in our last unit. Next, we will see some of the definitions of peace. So you see that according to American military history, the word peace essentially means the absence of war. So this definition was given during World War One and Two. So that time the most important thing um, was not to have war. So that's the reason they have this definition. But later on, many authors and thinkers, they came up with more ideas about peace. So here Einstein, he says that peace is not merely the absence of war, but the presence of justice, of law, of order, in short, of government. Okay, referring to the earlier slide, where also we can see that peace will prevail where government works effectively and efficiently. And next definition we have by Martin Luther King Jr. Peace must include justice in society. So here he has also spoken about justice. So next we have is by Dalai Lama. Peace is the sense of absence of war is of little value. Okay, when we just think about war, absence of war is just a little bit of peace, like like it doesn't carry much value. The definition doesn't carry much value if we only talk about war, absence of war. But peace can only last where human rights are respected. All those fundamental rights, basic rights that we have just seen, gone through in earlier slides, has to be fulfilled and respected. Then only we can say that peace prevails. Where people are fed and where individuals and nations are free. Next is given by Nehru. Peace is not a relationship of nations, it is a condition of mind brought about by a serenity of soul. Peace is not merely the absence of war, it is also a state of mind. Lasting peace can come only to peaceful people. So here he has said that peace is a state of mind. So when you think that you are in peace, when you all your wishes, everything what you wanted to do, what you're doing right now, you can do it properly. But you have to do according to the law. You cannot just, anguish your anger by killing somebody, and you are satisfied. Now you can say that I'm at peace. You are at peace that time, but that other person who is victim will not be at peace, right? So you have to follow fundamental duties also. Then your human rights will be protected. So let's see, in next slide we have definition of peace education. So here this definition is given by UNICEF, and it refers to the process of promoting the knowledge, skills, attitude, and values needed to bring about behavior changes that will enable children, youth, and adults to prevent conflict and violence, both overt and structural, to resolve conflict peacefully, and to create the conditions conducive to peace, whether at an intrapersonal, interpersonal, intergroup, national, or international level. So this definition is very, very comprehensive, and it talks about, promoting the knowledge, skills, attitude, and values. Because when we're talking about peace education, when we are talking about this education, the function of education is to, uh, flourish knowledge from generation to generation. And education is only tool which will, give knowledge, also will help in development of skills, and change in attitude and development of values. Uh, and that's the way it can change the behavior, it can bring changes in behavior of children, youth, and adults. And these changes will be towards the prevention of conflict and violence, both overt and structural, both like direct and indirect. Okay, and also not only prevention of conflict, but also the way these conflicts are resolved. That means these conflicts needs to be resolved peacefully, not in a violent manner. And also it will help to create conditions conducive to peace. Peace should be conducive. Okay, it should have all the positivity in it, whether intrapersonal, interpersonal, intergroup, national, or at international level. Next we have concept. So concept is nothing but whatever we have studied, those definitions given by authors. Just when we get the idea, the crux, okay, the basic idea from those definition is concept. Whatever you have understood by going through all those definitions, and at the end you will have a certain, notion. This is what concept is. So in that definitions, in those all those definitions, we have come to know that peace is absence of war. Also, it is more than that. That is change in attitude, positive attitude. Okay, uh, prevention from conflict, resolving conflict in a peaceful manner, and all those things. So the first thing is peace, a concept which motivates the imagination, connotes more than non-violence. So it's not only like absence of violence or non-violence, but more than that. Next, we have it implies human beings working together to resolve conflicts, respect standards of justice, satisfy basic needs, and honor human rights. So, standards of justice. So, here also it talks about justice when you trust the judicial system of law, no? And if justice prevails, peace will be there. If the system does not is not just towards its people, there will be no peace. Next, we have peace involve a respect of life and for the dignity of each human being without discrimination or prejudice. Respect to everyone, okay, without discrimination based on any situation, any caste, creed, sex, color, religion, ethnicity, and all. And also, there should not be any prejudice against certain ethnic group of people, certain people of certain group of people having a skin color, different skin color, or different kind of group of people. So such prejudice should not be there. Next, we have two core concepts. So apart from those concepts, we have two more core concepts here. One is negative peace, and another one is positive peace. So in negative peace, we have the absence of direct organized physical violence. Efforts to promote negative peace include disarmament and peacekeeping initiative. So negative means to minus out, to take away. That means absence of physical violence. You're minusing out the physical violence. You're minusing out the promotion of negativity in the society. That is negative peace. Okay, and positive peace is adding up. So you add up all those like positivity into human life, like promoting human rights, by promoting idea of notions of non-violence and all, is positive peace. Next, we have nature of peace education. So nature of peace education talks about holistic nature. So here the first thing is peace education is holistic in nature. So what is holistic? That means it is comprehensive in nature. Okay, it embraces emotional, intellectual and social group within a framework. So it includes the emotional development, intellectual development and social development of people, and also it is deeply rooted in traditions of human values. Okay, so when we talk about holistic nature, it includes our emotions, our intellects, our values also. Also, it teaches love, compassion, trust, fairness, cooperation for the human families and all. And next nature we have is about skill building. So skill building here, it just empowers to find out solutions, how to resolve conflicts. So when you are trying to resolve certain conflicts, it's a skill. That also you're resolving conflicts peacefully, it's a skill. Okay, and in non destructive manner, in harmony you do it. Next we have is peace education is the remedial measures to protect children from falling into the ways of violence in the society. So children, when they are starting, when they are in school, uh, they should be protected because they are very tender, and there are chances that they fall prey into the hands of antisocial elements. So this peace education will help as a remedial measures, and also it will try to inculcate higher human values in the mind of children. So next slide we will see scope of peace education. Peace education brings together multiple traditions of pedagogy, theories of education, and international initiatives for the advancement of human development through learning. So, scope of peace education here we talk about uh, the teaching methods. Okay, teaching methods of peace. It is fundamentally dynamic, interdisciplinary, and multicultural, and grows out of the work of educators such as D.V. Montessori, Freire, Galton, Ellis, Kenneth Balding, and other people. So, next we will see here, it talks about violence, direct violence, and indirect violence. So, under direct violence, also there are personal and institutional. Okay, so personal, we see that personal violence and personal, that too direct violence, are assault, rape, brutality, terrorism, and murder, ethnic cleansing. Okay, institutional direct violence are war, state sponsored terror, industrial destruction of plant and animal. So these are direct violence. Now we have indirect violence. These are structural: sexism, racism, discrimination, poverty, hunger, lack of education and health services. And now we have peace, negative peace. So negative peace, like I already said, it is negating something, or it is taking away something, minusing something. That means absence of personal and institutional violence. So you're minusing out violence here. Then next we have positive peace. So here we talk about adding up, that is presence of well-being, social justice, gender equity, human rights. So you can see these are the ways we can, inculcate peace education into children, into the minds of children, by talking about violence, direct violence and indirect violence. That also, there are different kind of, violence: personal, institutional, structural. So likewise, so scope of peace education is not only this much, there are many more. Okay, so how peace education can help and in the growth and development of, or the change, positive change in attitude of people or students. All these things are covered in this scope of peace education. And next we have is continuation of scope. So here, this helps in development of skills of different um, things, like communication skill, active listening and reflection, cooperation, empathy and compassion, critical thinking, and problem solving. See, all these things are very important skills in a human life. You need to have critical thinking and problem solving to resolve conflict peacefully. Artistic and atheistic mediation, you have to mediate sometimes between the two uh, parties, no, negotiate to resolve their conflict. You need to have patience, you have to have self-control, you need to be a responsible citizen, imagination, leadership quality. Also, you need to have vision. These are the skills that um, peace education will, develop in children, So next we have is, it talks about knowledge. Self-awareness. See, to have awareness of self is also a part of knowledge. Recognition of prejudice, issues resisting to conflict and war, peace and non-violence, environment or ecology, nuclear and other weapons, theories of conflict analysis. So having knowledge of all these comes from peace education. Okay, like different kind of culture, race, gender, religion, justice, human rights, responsibilities, globalization, labor poverty. Everything has something or the other to do with our life, our law and order. So it's very much necessary to have knowledge of all these things. And next we have is attitudes. Ecological awareness. Okay, soil respect, tolerance, response for human dignity and defense. See, you have the skills, you have knowledge, And also, just having knowledge is not enough. You need to have develop positive attitude towards this knowledge. Okay, like you are self-aware, but what if you do not develop attitude, positive attitude of this awareness? You have knowledge of human rights, but what if you have not developed positive attitudes towards human rights? That's the reason development of attitude is very, very important, and this is one of the scope of peace education. Okay, um, we have gender sensitivity, caring and empathy, non-violence and reconciliation, social responsibility, solidarity, world-mindedness, resolution. All these three different main scope, or we can say basic or core scope of peace education are interlinked. All right, they are interlinked. So this much for today's session, and you can make your notes from these slides also. All right, and I will give you some more material later on. In you can check Google Classroom. I will enclose there, and we will meet again in next session. All right.